Team of the Year is officially here. It is time to vote for both the men's and women's Team of the Years. The first ever women's Team of the Year is finally here, starting with FC24, and we are able to vote for both of them. The link to do this will be in the description of the video, and this is how it works. So we've already seen all of the nominees. They were announced yesterday. And yeah, there's obviously loads and loads of nominees. Some of them make a lot more sense than others. And the final Team of the Year 11s will be announced shortly after the vote concludes, with special Team of the Year player items released into the game. Yada, yada, yada. Okay? Now, does it say when the voting closes? No. Interesting. So no official confirmation on when the voting stops and the teams will actually be released. But it is what it is. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my vote for Team of the Year and then what I think the Team of the Year will be. Okay? Because they may very well differ. They normally do. So, in goal, right? Here are our options. Alisson, Edison, Samba, Kerbal, Szczesny, Manyan, Oblak and ter Stegen. We'll start off with what I think the Team of the Year will be. Okay? And then I'll replace any players that I would put into mine afterwards. I think Edison is going to get Team of the Year. Because he won the treble. That's about it. Not necessarily because he was insane, but I think people are going to vote for Edison because they won the treble. Okay? Now, in defense, we've got a lot of options here. I don't know whether we're going to get a 4 this year, a proper right back, proper left back, and 2 centre backs, or not. If we do get a back 4, then for left back, how many left backs are there? Grimaldo, he's not going to get it. I mean, it's going to be Theo Hernandez again. Right? If it is a proper back 4 with everyone in position, then Theo Hernandez is basically in by default because of the lack of options. Centre-backs, I feel like everyone is going to vote Van Dijk. But then who do they vote for? Do they go with John Stones? Do they go with Ruben Diaz? Or do they go Saliba? I think people would rather have a Saliba Team of the Year than they would the other cards. So I think he will be the second centre-back. I think if we're being realistic, well, we'll get to my Team of the Year afterwards, right? But I think this is what people will vote for. And I think Trent is in as well. I feel like, especially with his renaissance this season, I feel like everybody is going to vote for Trent for Team of the Year. Even though last season, they weren't really saying that much about him. This season, with him being pushed a bit further forward and stuff like that, I feel like people are going to vote for him. Right. What are people going to vote for in midfield? They're going to go with Bellingham. They're going to go with Kevin De Bruyne. Will people go Rodri? You got Rice, Rodri, Gundo, Modric. I think are the main people that people are going to vote between. Will they actually put in a proper DM in Rodri? Or will people vote for someone like a Modric? I don't know. I'm going to have faith in the community that they actually put Rodri in. Okay? Then who do I think people are going to vote for up front? Haaland, Mbappe. And then... is the third one just basically going to be Messi because he won the Ballon d'Or? Or are people going to be swayed a little bit and maybe go for Salah? I think it's not Team of the Year without the Ballon d'Or winner in it. However, they could do him as the 12th man. I don't see a world where Messi doesn't get a Team of the Year this year because of the Ballon d'Or. But I just don't know whether people would actually vote for anyone else in over him. Kane as well. But we all know how underappreciated Harry Kane is. So, I think because it's hard to attribute the 12th man, I think he will get one, regardless of whether it's 12th man or not. I think this is what people are going to vote as the Team of the Year. I think this is what the Team of the Year will be. Now, what would I pick? I would definitely have Alisson in over Ederson. Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world. It's as simple as that, right? He should be in there. Now, defenders, if we're doing a flat back four, it's very, very hard to overlook Theo Hernandez. You have Grimaldo and Frimpong who are smashing it right now. But can you put them in to a Team of the Year? I'm not... The problem is I don't watch enough of the Bundesliga. I have watched a good amount of the Serie A in the last year. So it's very, very hard for me to say. But I think I'd go... Theo is sick. Theo is absolutely sick. I think Ruben Diaz has to be in here. Or John Stones. Like, with how they've been throughout, like, the treble. Like, John Stones was basically man of the match at CDM in a Champions League final. But then he played at right back going into it. You know what? John Stones at right back. Because he started at right back for basically the entire year and went into DM from right back as an inverted fullback, leaving a back three. So we'll go with that. Even though he doesn't actually play at right back, it doesn't matter. Midfield. Rodri has to be in there. Rodri has to be in there. Or actually, defenders. Do we also put Ruben Diaz in over one of these guys? Who would I go for? Ruben Diaz over Saliba. But then I could easily put Saliba in over Van Dijk, to be honest. Saliba last season was unbelievable. I might actually do that as my back four. Koundé would have to be more right back than centre back. That's fine. Okay, right, midfield. Rodri is in. It's as simple as that. Rodri is arguably like the most consistent and best player in the entire team. Would I replace anyone else in midfield? Over Bellingham or De Bruyne? I don't know if I would. To be honest. I might leave it as that. Although De Bruyne has missed the start of this season. But who would you go over him? Well, the Madrid ones? Valverde's been amazing. I'm going to leave it, but I think that's hard. Just because De Bruyne has missed a chunk of the year. I don't know. Right, attackers. I don't think Messi should be in there for this year. So who do I go with? I go with Harry Kane. Because it doesn't need to be a right winger and left winger. There can be 3 forwards. And I think it has to be Harry Kane. So I think that's what I'm going for. Bernardo Silva is potentially a shout for midfield, but you'd have to put him over KDB. I think that's me. I think that's me. Okay? Now, let's duplicate this, but go back up here for the women's. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I have watched all of the leagues in women's football and stuff like that. Right? So, I can't really vote for my team of the year because I haven't watched enough. However, I can show you what I think the team of the year will be. So, Mary Earps in net. Defence, Mappy Leon as one of the centre-backs. Where is she? Rolfo as one of the defenders. Apparently Basha is unbelievable IRL. So it could be her. But I'm really not sure. I don't know enough about these players. Let's do this. Maybe this. Midfield. People are going to vote for Pateas. They're going to vote for Bonmati. But then, who else are they going to go for? Do they go for the full 3? Patrick Guijarro? Guijarro? Are people going to vote Minge because they're all like 11 years old and they think it's really funny? Probably. But it could be a treble Barca. I don't know. And then up front, Hansen. Who else do we have in here? Salma Parajuelo. And Sam Kerr. Maybe Diani. I think I'm really, really not sure about the defence. Walsh does play for Barca as well, yes. But Spain winning over England and stuff like that. Diani over Kerr? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one to see what people go for in this. As I say, I don't know enough to be able to comment on a team of the year. I've started to watch more women's football, but I haven't seen enough to know who should be in this. So this is purely what I think the women's team of the year will be. And this is what I would say for the men's. And I previously showed you what I think the men's will be. So, thoughts?